So in leaky bucket algorithm, we cannot able to handle bulky traffic. So here the leaky bucket algorithm allows only an average. Average means here it is constant rate of data flow. According to the algorithm, tokens are generated at every clock pulse. The size of the bucket, that means the bucket contains 3 tokens. Hello to all, a warm welcome to my new session. I am Revati, faculty, Department of Computer Science, Vidyashram, First Grade College, Mysore. We are on the 7th session of Integrated Service Digital Network. In my today's session, I am going to deal with the type of conjunction control. In that, I'm going to discuss token bucket algorithm. Before going to start my today's session, let me to recall the thing what I discussed in my last session. In my last session, I discussed what is conjunction control and how to avoid the conjunction control. Along with that, I discussed leaky bucket algorithm. But in today's session, I'm going to discuss token bucket algorithm. Moving further, we are going to have token bucket algorithm. So why we require token bucket algorithm? Here, in order to overcome the disadvantage of leaky bucket algorithm, we require token bucket algorithm. Then what is the disadvantage of leaky bucket algorithm? So in leaky bucket algorithm, we cannot able to handle bulky traffic. That means in leaky bucket, the busty data are not managed or handled properly. So in order to overcome the disadvantage of leaky bucket, we are going to use token bucket algorithm. So then what is leaky bucket algorithm? To understand leaky bucket algorithm, we have taken a real-time example, that is a bucket with a small hole. So the data entered into the bucket is in size of variable length and the data flow from bucket, that is through the small hole, is at the constant rate. So the main disadvantage of leaky bucket algorithm is that it is not possible to handle busty data. So here the leaky bucket algorithm is mainly designed to convert busty data into constant data flow. So here the leaky bucket algorithm allows only an average. Average means here it is constant rate of data flow. So here the main drawback of leaky bucket algorithm is that it's not possible to handle busty data. That means large amount of data. So to overcome the problem, a token bucket algorithm is used. So here the token bucket algorithm allows busty data to transfer. That means the token bucket algorithm is mainly designed to transfer huge number of data, that is nothing but a busty data. So here the bucket contains token. I repeat, a token bucket algorithm is a modification of leaky bucket algorithm which contains token. I repeat, here the token bucket algorithm is the modification of leaky bucket algorithm, where in token bucket algorithm the bucket contains tokens. So here according to the algorithm, the tokens are generated at every clock tick. For a packet to be transmitted, system must remove the token from bucket. That means here the tokens are generated at every clock ticks and suppose the system want to transmit any data. Before going to transmit the data, the tokens are must removed from the bucket. Thus, a token bucket algorithm allows idle host to accumulate credit for the future in form of tokens. That means in token bucket algorithm, it allows the idle host to accumulate credit for the future. So here consider the example. If a system generates 100 tokens in one clock ticks, then the host is, that is idle host, is going to generate 100 ticks. So it is 100 into 100. What's the capacity of the bucket is now? That is 10,000. So the bucket is capable to generate 10 tokens. So consider the example once again here. If a system generates 100 tokens in one clock tick and the host is idle for 100 clock ticks, then the bucket may contain 10,000 tokens. If the host want to send busty data, it can capable to consume all 10,000 tokens. I repeat, suppose the host computer want to send a large amount of data, that is nothing but the busty data, then it can consume all 10,000 tokens at once for sending 10,000 cells or bytes. So a host can send busty data as long as bucket is not empty. That means the host computer is capable to send a large amount of data until and unless the bucket is empty. That means a host can send busty data as long as the bucket is not empty. So here the steps involved in the token bucket algorithm. In that first one, in regular intervals, tokens are thrown into the bucket. So what is the regular interval? The time is considered as F. That means, so here host machine is going to transfer the token. So in regular intervals, tokens are thrown into the bucket and the bucket has maximum capacity. If there is a ready packet, a token is removed from the packet and the packet is sent. If there is no token in the bucket, then the packet cannot be sent. That means, suppose if you want to send any data or packet to the bucket, first you want to check your bucket. So bucket, if there is any token in the bucket, then remove that token. So here, if there is a ready packet, a token is removed from the bucket and the packet is sent. If there is no token in the bucket, then the packet cannot be sent. So here consider the example. This example is going to illustrate the token bucket algorithm. So here host machine is going to have 4 packet. It's going to have 4 packet and the size of the bucket, that means the bucket contains 3 tokens. So here the tokens are added to the bucket at every delta t. That means here delta t is nothing but the time interval. Now consider this is network before. That means before going to send the data. So consider the next figure. Here the host computer is going to have only 2 packet. That means initially the host computer is going to have 5 packet. Based on the token size, Now the host computer is going to have only 2 packets because the 3 packets are already transmitted. Because here the size of the token in the bus is 3, so here it is possible to transmit only 3 packets at a time. Now the 2 packets are remaining in the transmission line. So here in a regular intervals, tokens are thrown into the bucket and it is called F, that is the time interval, whereas the bucket has maximum capacity. So here this F is once again used to indicate the bucket size. So if there is a ready packet, then you want to remove the tokens from the bucket and packet is sent. If there is no packet in the bucket, then you cannot able to send the packet. So according to the example, we have 3 tokens in the bucket. So what I want to do? I want to remove all 3 tokens from the bucket and I'm going to send 3 packet at a time. So here it is mainly used to control and it is mainly used to transfer busty data. So these are the some of the steps involved in the token bucket algorithm. So here algorithm tokens are generated at each clock ticks. That means here the tokens are generated in token bucket algorithm at each clock tick. For an incoming packet to be transmitted, it must capture a token and transmission take place at the same time. That means whatever the incoming packet we are going to have, that can be transmitted only when it captures the token and the transmission take place at the same rate. Hence, some of the busty packets are transmitted at the same rate if tokens are available and thus introduces some amount of flexibility in the system. That means in token bucket algorithm, it is possible to transfer busty data or busty packets at the same rate if the tokens are available in the bucket. So here the formula used to find the token bucket algorithm is M star S equal to C plus P star S. So here where S is nothing but the time taken, where M is nothing but maximum output rate, where P is nothing but token arrival rate, and C is nothing but capacity of the token bucket in byte. So where S means the each ticks, that means time taken indicates number of clock ticks or number of clock pulses. That means the clock pulses are taken to generate token. That is nothing but your S, where M is nothing but the maximum output rate and the P is nothing but the token arrival rate, whereas C is nothing but the capacity of the token bucket in byte. So the measurement is in bytes. Moving further, let's see the advantages of token bucket. So here the first advantage is if bucket is full in token bucket, that means if the bucket is full with the tokens, then tokens are discarded, not packet. I repeat, suppose if the bucket is filled with the tokens in token bucket, then the tokens are discarded, not the packet. While in leaky bucket, packets are discarded. I repeat, when the capacity of the bucket is full, in that time, what you're going to do? You're going to discard the token bucket algorithm. I repeat, the capacity of the bucket is full, in that situation, you're going to discard the tokens from the bucket. Whereas in leaky bucket, we are going to discard the packet. So this is the first advantage of token bucket algorithm. Then the second advantage here is token bucket can send large busty at a faster rate. That means by using token bucket algorithm, we can capable to send a busty data with a faster data rate. So while leaky bucket always sends packet at constant rate. That means in leaky bucket, whatever the data we are going to send, that is in constant data rate. Moving further, let's see the difference between leaky bucket algorithm as well as token bucket algorithm. So here the first difference here is when the host has to send a packet, the packet is thrown in bucket. I repeat, in leaky bucket, suppose if I want to send a packet, what I will do? I'm going to throw the packet to the bucket. Whereas in token bucket algorithm, this is leaky bucket holds token generated in regular interval times. That means in token bucket, the tokens are generated by using regular interval of time. I repeat, in token bucket algorithm, the tokens are generated in some regular interval of time. Then what's the next difference here? So the bucket leaks at constant rate. That means whatever the data we are going to transfer in leaky bucket algorithm, that is at constant rate. Whereas in token bucket, bucket has maximum capacity. That means whatever the data we are going to transfer, that has maximum capacity. That means a faster data transfer rate. Then the next difference under leaky bucket algorithm here is busty traffic is converted into uniform traffic. That means in leaky bucket algorithm, the algorithm is mainly designed to convert your huge number of traffic, that is nothing but the busty traffic, into a uniform traffic. Whereas in token bucket, if there is a ready packet, a token is removed and bucket and packet is sent. That means in token bucket algorithm, if there is any ready packet, then the tokens are removed from the bucket and the data is sent. That means it is mainly designed to handle or transfer busty data. Whereas in leaky bucket, the last difference here is in practice, the bucket is a finite queue, outputs at a finite rate. That means to implement leaky bucket, we are going to use finite queue and the output is finite rate. Whereas in token bucket algorithm, if there is no token in the bucket, packet cannot be sent. That means in token bucket, the token bucket algorithm is designed in such a way that the bucket must contain token. Suppose if the bucket does not have any token, then it's not possible to transfer the data. So here the leaky bucket algorithm is mainly used to convert busty data into uniform data, whereas in token bucket algorithm is used to transfer busty data. That means it is mainly designed to transfer a huge or large amount of data. Moving further, let's see the difference between flow control and congestion control. So the first difference based on the definition. So what is flow control? In flow control, traffic is controlled and traffic represents flow from sender to receiver. I repeat, in flow control, it is mainly going to deal with the flow of data. So here flow of data is nothing but the traffic. So in flow control, the traffic is controlled and the traffic represents flow of data from source to destination. Whereas in congestion control, the traffic is controlled and traffic is represents flow entering into the network. I repeat, in congestion control, it is once again a traffic is controlled and the traffic is present. That means that indicates flow, that is data flow entering into the network. Whereas the next difference with respect to layers. So here in flow control, it is going to handled by the data link layer and transport layer of OSI reference model. Whereas in congestion control, the congestion control is handled by the network layer and transport layer of OSI reference model. So the next difference with respect to prime focus here is the receiver is prevented from the overload, whereas in the network is prevented from congestion. The next difference under flow control with respect to responsibility is only sender is responsible for the traffic. I repeat, in flow control, the sender is responsible for traffic, whereas in congestion control, the transport layer is responsible for traffic. So here the next difference with respect to way is the traffic is prevented by slowing down the sender. That means the sender is responsible for controlling the traffic in flow control, whereas in congestion control, the traffic is prevented by slowing down the transport layer. That means the congestions are controlled by the transport layer. That means whatever the traffic is going to happen, that is controlled by the transport layer in congestion control mechanism. These are the certain difference between flow control as well as congestion control. So in my today's session, we discussed what is token bucket algorithm and the steps involved in token bucket algorithm. At the same time, we discussed some of the difference between token bucket algorithm as well as leaky bucket algorithm. At the end, we discussed difference between flow control as well as congestion control. Dear student, from the examination point of view, this carries 7 marks. So in my next session, I'm going to discuss introduction to data security. In that, I'm going to deal with private key as well as public key. Thank you for watching my session. Let's meet in the next session. Until then, take care. Thank you.